Welcome to Tech Talk. Today we're going to talk about Chromeos Flex, and we're also going to talk about Android's desktop feature, which OnePlus just happens to keep on screwing up with every update. So today we're going to start with Chromeos Flex. It's not terrible. The only problem I'm seeing right now is when you go and everybody that uses it uses Chrome OS for the Google Play and the Android apps. Linux development's there, almost everything works. I haven't had any major issues. I have a couple where they crash, but I've had that in regular Chrome OS. The problem I'm seeing is app compatibility. The app store online is actually getting smaller. Every time I go to look, more and more stuff is not being updated, or it's just taken off completely. So there's a lot of things for online apps that are just disappearing. They're not coming back. Now you can always go to Chrome, and naturally if you go up here, you can go to, where'd it go? Well, now I can't find it. But, oh, there we go. You can install this site as an app. Stuff like that, that's been around for a while with Google, but it's not the same as having a dedicated built app. Even an online app is dedicated. It's designed to work outside of Chrome, where if you do that, you're sort of running it outside of Chrome, but it's still using the backend. And I think that's going to be a major problem is with Google Play. You're losing all your Android apps and everything. And now with Chrome, there's actually more and more apps that are supporting running on Chromebooks. It technically more like a tablet orientation, but they're running more and more. So I think that's the main problem we're going to see. You can go over to Chrome Unboxed, and he does great work with all of this. Now with Android desktop, that is the one that I want to talk about. Because you can do a lot of stuff. And I think the one that should have been used should have been LG. I think Android, Google as the parent company, should have looked at LG. Let me buy your patents for your desktop. You're leaving the mobile market. Alright, buy it and use that as your base desktop. Because Android desktop gets updated here and there, and that's about it. It never gets fully supported. LG, even though a lot of people wasn't using their desktop, they had one of the best clean desktops out there. Period. There's just no denying it. You wanted a better desktop without spending a fortune, you got it. LG. Samsung has DeX, but then again, you're talking about an outside company building a desktop over Android, where Google should have just went to LG and said, hey, let me buy your patents, and we'll do it that way. We'll buy your patents, and we'll use that as the base desktop. Because that's what Android is. It's a base operating system that is open source, and everybody can do what they want with it. We'll do the same thing with the desktop. Do whatever you want with it, and update it. It's that simple. One of the cheapest companies out there that is leaving the market had one of the best basic desktops. Now they've had Phoenix OS, which is, PC based. You had Remix OS, which had big promise, and then they just stopped. I think they do some random stuff with businesses, but I think they just stopped also. And, it's a hard market to get into, especially when you get into Chromebooks or, PCs in general. It's hard to make a separate operating system and for it to work and actually be profitable. Because they were a company that was trying to make a profit. If you go to Ubuntu and other Linux distros, there's a lot of... They make a lot of money because they do a lot of ads, and they also do the donations and stuff like that. Buy me a coffee, stuff like that. But I think, they should have just went to a company like LG, and even if they didn't buy the patents, hey, work on the desktop for us. Make it work with Android. Give them so much money, and here you go. But LG had the best basic desktop there is out there. OnePlus, they keep screwing it up. Every time they do an update, it breaks the desktop. Like, I have the OnePlus 8T that was on the Android 11, and the desktop was almost unusable. But I can go with something else that supports video out. On base Android, it'd be perfect. The Windows wouldn't be able to resize or nothing. Go to Juan Bagnell on his channel, and he shows a lot of the desktop mode. And he's really the only one that's following it, which is kind of sad. Because there's so much you can do in desktop mode. It's virtually, you have a Chromebook in your pocket, which Windows tried to do with, Windows Mobile, which was a great idea. The problem with Windows Mobile was it was late to the game. You had the modern version of iOS already out there. You had a more modern version of Android all the way already out there. And then you turn around and bring in a modern version years after everybody else has done it. And it was same thing with BlackBerry. It's just how it is. That was a few things I wanted to talk about today, and thank you for listening, and we'll see y'all next time.